Extortion went up 357% after the Liberals eliminated mandatory jail time.
They brought up the Century Initiative. Welcome back to Moose and Loose. My name's David. Today we got the CBC fact-checking Pierre Poilievre on saying the Century Initiative is a Liberal policy. We got the youth in Canada waking up. We've got a Liberal getting absolutely humiliated, thinking that Canadians don't support Pierre Poilievre. So let's jump into this. We have a fact-check on CBC. Are they fact-checking Mark Carney? No, just Pierre Poilievre, as usual. This one here is on the Century Initiative.
So as we watch that debate, lots of things were said, and the CBC News fact-check team was also watching very carefully. Jonathan Gatehouse is joining us now to talk about what it was that caught that team's attention. So, Jonathan, we heard one figure in particular that may have made viewers sit up and take notice. It was about Canada's future population. So just to remind people, here's what Pierre Poilievre said.
And I also have to say that I reject the Century Initiative, which is a Liberal policy to balloon Canada's population to 100 million people. That's extreme.
So do the Liberals, Jonathan, have a plan to increase Canada's population to 100 million?
The short answer is no. That number comes from a 2019 report from a nonprofit group called the Century Initiative.
I can't believe they just said that on the air. They increased our population growth to 1 million, then 1.5 million people per year, and they have the audacity to say that's not a policy? What, because it's not official policy written on their website? It's a policy. They're enacting it. Justin Trudeau has a real estate development company. That's why he's jacked this up. And remember, Justin Trudeau came out and said interest rates, they're going to stay low for a long time. That's the winning combination to explode housing prices. A lot of people wanting to buy houses, low interest rates. These guys have been taking advantage of us for years. This is their policy.
Who are arguing that Canada needs to hit the 100 million mark by the year 2100 in order to supercharge the economy. It's not a Liberal policy. Carney has attended Century Initiative events in the past, and he recently appointed the group's co-founder to his Council of Advisors on Canada-US relations. But Carney has never indicated that he supports the 100 million figure.
This is just so stupid. These fact checkers need to fact check their own agency here. The Century Initiative is a Canadian lobby group that aims to increase population to 100 million by 2100. So the main point to take from this, it was co-founded by Mark Wiseman and Dominic Barton. Now, if you've been watching for a while, you know who these guys are. Mark Wiseman says Canada shouldn't screen immigrants so we can bring in as many as possible. This is not a joke. This is what he says.
Part of the answer here is a private sector answer. Let the private sector move to bring people in and facilitate them being able to do that. And, you know, a lot of the screening and other stuff that we do, frankly, is just bureaucracy. It's a waste of time. Let's let people in by and large.
So screening is a waste of time. Just bring them all in. No problem. Just come on in, guys.
And if we have to do the screening ex post, that's fine. I can tell you, bad guys and bad women probably find their way into this country through means other than applying through permanent residency. Like, let's just face that, right? So
if we look at what has happened, they jacked the immigration. We have got so many bank robbers, home invaders. By not screening these people, this has exactly come to fruition here.
Guess what? A Canadian firm wants to hire somebody from outside the country. They've identified them, they interviewed them, they want to pay them, and that individual is going to be taxed in Canada. Approved. What's that? What's that mortgage ad? Approved, right? Like we should get those guys to be running our immigration system.
Okay.
This guy's all sorts of awful. What this guy put forward multiple years ago has destroyed lives. He doesn't care. These guys are all about the money. Mark Carney surrounding himself with radicals like Mark Wiseman tells you everything you need to know. The Century Initiative plan isn't about strengthening Canada. It's about overwhelming it. No screening, no limits, just mass immigration. At any cost, who benefits? The elites. And it goes on to say basically what I just said. Increasing cheap labor, skyrocketing housing. It's all about getting rich and doing it off the backs of Canadians. So let's take a deeper look at the Century Initiative. This website here shows who funds the Century Initiative. We got Bank of Montreal, Scotiabank, TD Bank, the one that's dinged for billions of dollars for money laundering. We've got Power Corporation of Canada. We scroll down here, we see this query word. This foundation has almost no publicly available information online. The president is Mark Wiseman, who co-founded the Century Initiative with Dominic Barton. Remember Dominic Barton? Dom, as Justin Trudeau calls him. He got grilled in Parliament for whether he had a relationship with Justin Trudeau. He's like, oh, no, I don't know anything. I don't know who that guy is. Dominic Dominic Barton is that McKinsey consultant. Are we starting to make some connections here? As it says here, Dominic Barton co-founded the Century Initiative with Mark Wiseman, former global managing director of McKinsey, former Canadian ambassador to China, just as I said. Another interesting connection here is the Globe and Mail. You're wondering, Globe and Mail? But if we scroll down, it's right here on their page. Promotion of the Century Initiative. Globe writers and columnists Andrew Coyne, John Ibbotts, and Doug Sanders are proponents of the Century Initiative. Additionally, the Globe has devoted op-ed space for those affiliated with or sympathetic to the project. The initiative's stated goal is to increase Canada's population to 100 million by 2100. That's why our real estate market is completely destroyed, is because of these guys. Once again, founded by Dominic Barton, directly connected to Justin Trudeau and the Liberals, and Mark Wiseman, Mark Carney's new advisor. If we go on the Prime Minister of Canada website here, Mark Wiseman, he's right here. He's part of this council. He's a part of Carney's government. We go to this archived page. It shows Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced the appointment of Dominic Barton as Canada's ambassador to China. Now, I wonder with him being in China, directly connected to Justin Trudeau and Mark Carney, is that why Xi Jinping is coming out and trying to help Mark Carney win the election? Rio Tinto names Dominic Barton to succeed Chairman Simon Thompson. Now you're wondering, who's Rio Tinto? It's this company here. It's a mining company. Operations all over the world, products, iron ore, lithium, copper, sustainability, blah, blah, blah. And if you look here, it says here, long life, low cost, low carbon lithium source, world's largest untapped high grade iron ore, etc., etc. One of the most modern sustainable operations in the world. Mark Carney aligns himself with these companies, creates a problem, and then has these companies be the solution. As we see from this Bank of England speech, remarks given at panel, 3rd Annual America's Pledge Report 25th. Mark Carney, Governor of the Bank of England. This is back from December 10th, 2019. If we scroll down, we establish a task force, climate related, chaired by Mike Bloomberg, 4 years, yada, 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 yada. Go to page 2 here. First, TCFD case studies from Rio Tinto to Unilever to Citi, detailed characteristics of a good scenario analysis. Second, Knowledge Hub provides guidance, research tools for blah, 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 blah. Mark Carney's connected to this mining company back in 2019. And we jump forward to 2022. Dominic Barton joins this board. Mark Carney's then at Brookfield. These guys have been lining up all these pieces for years. They get China in their back pocket, and the CBC has the audacity to say the Century Initiative is not a liberal policy, even though they've been enacting the policy for years now. At the very least, they should say it might not be an official policy, but their actions show that they're moving towards it. That would be honest reporting. Check out this. We've got York Durham Liberal candidate gets humiliated. So he calls out here, oh, do you really want Poilievre running the country? Yeah, this backfired badly.
Do you really believe that Pierre Poilievre can lead this country with what you've seen?
Look at this guy.
Wow.
He walked into that.
Well, good for you. I'm ready, I'm willing, and I'm capable of going to Ottawa to represent your interests.
He's willing to represent people in Ottawa, except he has to read it from a paper, and it's like 5 words.
Present your interests.
Dude, you're done. These guys are despicable. This is embarrassing. That was beautiful. Yes, 1000% trust Pierre before I trust you. It's made my day. Best audience response ever. Moving on, we got Brian Lilly posting this clip of Pierre Poilievre. He's asked if there's any proof getting tough on crime works. He brought the stats. Boy, did he ever.
The question was, do I have any evidence that locking up repeat violent offenders actually reduces crime? And the answer is yes, I do. When Conservatives were last in power, we brought in mandatory jail time for serious repeat offenders. Violent crime went down by 25%. And incarcerations actually dropped because it deterred crime. Since the Liberals took office and passed catch and release, house arrest, and the get out of jail free card for Paul Bernardo, violent crime has exploded, up 50%. Gun crime, since they started got rid of the mandatory jail time for gun offenses, gun crime is up 116%. Murders by gangs, up 78%, right after the Liberals passed catch and release bail. Car theft went up 46% after Liberals brought in house arrest for car thieves who can now sit around in their living room playing Grand Theft Auto while they're serving their sentences. Extortion went up 357% after the Liberals eliminated mandatory jail time for extortion with a gun. So those are the facts. You let repeat violent offenders back out on the street, you get more crime under the Liberals. That's the record. We cannot afford the danger and risk of a fourth Liberal term of catch and release criminal justice. We need a change to lock up repeat offenders, make our streets safe, and restore the Canadian promise with a new Conservative government.
We're all sick and tired of this crime. And really, if you just wrap yourself in a Palestinian flag and you go commit crimes, it's almost like you've got immunity. El Salvador, you bet. That's right. They've got the best jail system in the world. Let's bring it here. Get these people to work. They have to work for their food or they don't get to eat. Stats, well, something Liberals never talk about. Well, they talk about stats sometimes when they make them up, like 8 out of 10 Canadians are better off with that nonsense that they just canceled. We got Michael Barrett posting this one here saying Carney's Liberal candidate said we should give up on manufacturing after Trump announced unjust tariffs. So look at this. It's him here. It says, part of me thinks we should just partner with China and other nations and give up on manufacturing. I remember when manufacturing shifted to Japan. Originally, they made crap, but evolved to be the best. China's turn, then India. We will provide the raw materials and food. This aligns perfectly with Mark Carney's agenda to have China be the producer of all the sustainable things Mark Carney wants to align himself with to profit off the back end with. They turn their backs on Canadian business, then they put a tax on everything while selling coal to China at bargain basement prices. And then they virtue signal to us that we need to be saving the planet with our 2%, 3% global emissions. It's preposterous. Got this one saying China owns a third of the housing market in Vancouver and they're buying up farmlands in Saskatchewan. And now they hit Canada with tariffs on farm and food imports. Where's Team Canada on this? So I was looking into this. These articles go back even years. China's been buying up our farmland and our buildings and real estate for years and years. And I've been saying it multiple times on the channel. We should ban China from buying any real estate in Canada. We should be forcing China to sell any property they have. We can't buy property in China. Why should they be able to buy property here? Force a sale, make it like a 1-year run out. They have to sell it within a certain year. Otherwise it gets taken back by the government. They should not own a single square foot of land in Canada. Got this post here originally by the Pleb. We're getting youth now going on TikTok, pleading to their parents in a video to vote Conservative, vote for Pierre Poilievre because they want to have a future. This is becoming a movement.
To my parents, mom and dad, you guys have worked very hard, bought a house, done everything right in the aspect of life. But yeah, times have changed. Canada is no longer what it is. You guys voted Liberal in the past, and that's okay. Listen, that's okay. In this election, I need you to think about me and the younger generation. Cost of living, number 1, is way too expensive. The streets, number 2, are super dangerous. And number 3, the economy is super, super down. Mom and dad, please think about these 3 aspects when you are thinking of your future grandkids, my kids, God willing. Vote Conservative. I'm challenging my friends to make videos, talking to their parents and making videos to their parents.
Wow, this is becoming a movement.
I know I'm not into politics, but what's happening in Canada is scary. We don't feel safe in our own neighborhoods. Sleeping at night knowing that at any second someone could just break in. You've always done everything you could in your guys' power to give me a better life, to give me and my siblings a better future. Now I'm asking for your help to protect it. Please, vote Conservative. Give Canada another chance.
Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, when you came here to Toronto 25 years ago, you came here with a Canadian dream. You worked hard. You bought a house. You put your kids through school. You gave us a great education, and we're so grateful for that. You voted Liberal to help your lives as immigrants. But it's my first time voting, and I look outside, and it's not that world anymore. It's a different world. The housing prices. I work in tech. How am I going to buy a house for myself before I'm 40? We don't have that luxury anymore. Guys, we got to buckle down. It's game time now. It's time to vote, and it's time to vote Conservative.
Hi, Mom and Dad. Namaskaram. Something that we need to talk about, and I think is very important, is how you immigrated to Canada around 10 years ago and built such a life for us. It includes education, a house, as well as jobs. The next generation includes people like me who suffer from job insecurity as well as high cost of living needs to be changed. So I encourage you to vote for Conservative this federal election so you can provide us, your kids, as well as this new generation with security, stability, and safety.
I don't know who reached the kids. I don't know if some of them saw it on YouTube or whatever. It's becoming a real movement. They're all posting videos on TikTok, and that's just 4 of them that plebs sharing. This must be blowing up. I'm going to be digging into this more and see. I try to stay away from TikTok, but I'll jump on there some more and see what's happening. But I mean, it's obviously becoming a big movement. So it is confirmed today we are living in a clown world with this. So we've got UK Supreme Court has just ruled that law defines women as people born biologically female. They had to take this to court to figure that out. I mean, congratulations for the UK. It's just that country has fallen into such disarray that this had to be challenged in court.
We were in a really difficult place in Scotland then. We thought we were going to see rights for women rolled back. And today, the judges have said what we always believed to be the case, that women are protected by their biological sex, that sex is real, and that women can now feel safe that services and spaces designated for women are for women, and we are enormously grateful to the Supreme Court for this ruling.
So this is a big win, but once again, this shouldn't have been an issue in the first place. So congratulations to the UK. The fact that we're even celebrating this is mind-blowing if you think about it, but I guess that's a win for today's society. Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. This is mind-blowing that this is a win. I think that one clip with the Liberal from York Durham sums it up. They think that there isn't support for Pierre Poilievre. The support is overwhelming. The polls don't reflect what's going on in the streets, in the rallies, online. We are going to win this election.